I really hope you guys are as excited as me for this theme because it's gonna be really great. It's a floral theme and it involves a lot of drawing, and as you know, I am horrible at drawing, so but I kind of like the way it turned out, so whatever, I'm not gonna waste your time anymore, so let's just get straight into the video.
Alright, hey, what's up? So, today we'll be doing our May theme, as you can see, and my first page is gonna be my quote page. This month's theme is basically just flowers of all shapes and sizes. Well, not really all shapes and sizes, just a few shapes and sizes. Surrounded by this kind of like border that's made of like wood. I think, I don't know. That was the theme I was going to go for because I kind of realized I've been using too much craft paper recently. So we are reverting back to color pencils, guys. And I know I don't use watercolors because it's hard to use and it's messy and you have to wait for them to dry. So here we go with color pencils. And yeah, the quote says, "Success is not governed by the rules society demands you follow." And I don't know who said that because I came up with it. I guess it's my quote now. Okay, that's the beauty of language, alright? I just drew some random flowers. Actually, well, I sketched them. My mother redrew them for me, so not really my drawing. To all of you guys who understand my pain in the drawing sector of this thing, you don't have to draw flowers, you don't have to draw such weird stuff. You could do anything. You can even like just put blotches of color and call it abstract art, because that's how art works, okay? I'm kidding, it's not, but that's how I'm calling it. Okay, so as you can see, there's some oranges, there's some reds, there's some pinks, there's some purples, and basically what I'm going for with this is I'll just go over with a base color first, so that can be orange or pink. For this page, it's either orange or pink, and then I go over with another color to do the shading, and it's just basic shading that you probably learn in like elementary school. Oh, and sorry, my camera just cut off at this point. I'm so sorry. And I don't know why, but the quality of the thing, it just went out of focus, and I did not realize that. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, I think you can see what I'm doing. Basically, I did the same thing. I went over with like a base layer, and then after that, I just went over with like another darker color to do the shading. And for my cover page, I decided to just write the word May in like big bold letters with like flowers at the back. So yeah. Let me tell you, this involved a lot of planning. But you don't have to do this if you don't want to. As I told you, you could just do anything. Like, you could change this up, just put, blotches of color. I don't know, you could tear up some color paper and put it all over the place and then just write May on top of it. Well, it would still look cool. So that's my cover page, and then moving on, this is my calendar. The quality improved here for a while and then before it drops again later. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, so I have this flower-ish thing that I think I made a little bit too purple, but who cares? I did the same thing. I went over with yellow as the base color, and then I went over with purple to do the shading, and the center is just brown. Okay, so it's the same concept again, that with those four wooden sticks. I don't know, what would you want to call that? I don't know what to call it. Like, call it whatever you want, okay? Call it what you want. Okay, and my calendar is on a single page spread simply because I don't use my calendars like at all. Yeah, and you can see it's very messy. If you don't know, my bullet journal is a blank page journal, so I don't have any dots to guide me. I do have lines underneath, but I don't know, when I do things freehand it gets really messy. But that's our team, so who cares? On the bottom right, I drew some, what is that? Leaves. I'm just gonna call it leaves. And then I numbered the calendar with the days and dates. On the sidebar over there, if you're wondering, is events on the top and YouTube at the bottom. I'm not sure, this is a new layout I'm experimenting with. I'm not sure how it's gonna work and whether or not I'll end up liking it. So there's some stuff in pencil that I didn't ink in because I was just not sure whether I would actually want to use that or not. But yeah, Okay. So my next page, and I'm sorry the quality is still really bad at this point, but yeah, the next page is my habit tracker, and I basically did the same thing. I just did these kind of like block letters with like black, and then at the bottom I wrote tracker beneath. At the bottom of the word habit, I wrote the word tracker, and I just wrote that in like sans serif SC kind of like style. That means I wrote everything in uppercase letters and I spaced it out a lot. Sans serif does not space it out, but yeah, you get the point. Okay. Okay, so for my habits themselves, I'm still sticking with the small calendar thing, and I'm basically just drawing these boxes with the same style of that wooden style thing that I've been doing all over, and I'm tracking 4 habits, if I'm not mistaken. It's not in the correct order, but it's exercise, water, study, and sleep. So yeah, then I just drew tiny calendars with the dates on each. Oh, and the quality is back. Yes. Okay. So the bottom left, as you can see, my mother actually drew this. I didn't draw it. My mother drew this beautiful I don't know, sprig of flowers growing out. I think they're sakura blossoms, that's why I colored them pink. For the middle, I did some gold highlights with my gold pen, and yeah, that's it. That's my habit tracker. Hope you like it. Okay, so my next page is my mood tracker, and I believe the quality went down for this again. I don't know. Wait, no, it didn't. That's the next page. I'm sorry. Same thing. It's just big block letters in black at the top, and then this tracker written in uppercase letters spaced out from each other. Yeah, mood tracker. I filled it in afterwards. Oh, one pro tip when you're doing this kind of like block letters thing, try if you're doing something like O and you're gonna fill it in later with like the same color, try to like make the gap bigger at first. That means like draw the inside circle bigger than what you think is necessary, because it's gonna look as if it's the correct size, and then when you fill it up, you're just gonna be like, oh wow, whoa, that I did not leave enough gap. So yeah, that's a pro tip. I hope you understand what I mean. If you don't, then just ignore it. Okay, so for my mood tracker, the concept is basically really simple. I drew a flower with 31 petals, and yes, it's the exact same style of flowers because that's just the simplest to draw, you know. And then I numbered each petal for every day in the month, and I'm just gonna color each petal in depending on how my mood was for that particular day. So yeah, I hope you understand that. I think it's pretty obvious, pretty straightforward. For the center, I just colored it with some yellow, orange, and some pink. And then at the bottom, I did this legend thing that signifies what color means what mood, and yeah, something like that. Okay, so I have like a 1 to 10 scale, and where I just wrote like, okay, so a really horrible mood would be yellow, slightly better would be orange, after that would be pink, purple, and then red. I was actually trying to make the darker colors like better moods, simply because when you look at your journal, the darker colors are gonna pop out at you more than the lighter colors, and so you would want to highlight your good days instead of your bad days. And so yeah, that's the concept. And then on the top right is basically another flower with that exact same style. I colored that in a base color of yellow and then some highlights of orange. The center is brown. And then we have the green leaf thing again. After that, I drew this oval thing with my Pentel Sign Pen in brown. That just goes all around. I don't know why I thought of that. I just thought it kind of looked cool, so yeah. Oh, and the top there was some empty space, so I just decided to draw hearts. I know I actually wrote smile before that, but I thought a heart would be cuter, so we have a heart. In hindsight, I should have drawn it with red. Now a black heart just seems so emo. But who cares, okay? After that, I drew a rectangle around it, just because the legend has a rectangle, and I thought that would help to kind of like tie it all together, as I always say and always hear people say. Sorry for being cliche, but I don't know any better word. Okay, moving on. This is my second quote page. As you know, I always have 2 quote pages in a month because I do. And then, yeah, it's that same flower again with a bunch of other flowers I'm pretty sure you've seen before in this same month spread earlier. It's the same thing. Go over with a base color and then take a darker color and do the shading, which is what I'm doing. Oh, and also one more thing I would like to highlight is on the bottom right corner there's some reeds. I think they are reeds. I think my mother said that was reeds. And that was actually drawn by my mother, not me. You don't have to draw anything like that. Oh, and to those of you who really think that you want to draw but you can't draw anything, let me just tell you that I feel you. And Google is a really good resource. Like, go on Google and just search for flower doodles. They'll show you so many different variants of flowers. Put an easy in your search term somewhere, because people don't understand what easy means, evidently. Oh, and this quote says, "The only thing that can stop you are the thoughts within your head," which is kind of like, I don't know. I think at least it resonates with me, which makes sense since I also thought of this. Yeah, I'm not sure if you could call this a quote. I don't know. I just wrote what I thought kind of like would motivate people, I guess. Yeah, you're the only one who can stop yourself. Don't stop yourself, you know? And also, this is when the quality just decreases to like 0. I'm so sorry. But I think it's still the same thing. I've been doing this same style of headers throughout this entire month, so you should be able to get what I'm doing. It's the same flower. Is it the same flower? Yeah, it's the same style flower. I think I was going for a hibiscus, but it didn't really look like a hibiscus, so whatever. Then we have leaves, and then we have the green stuff. Green branches? I don't know, green whatever. And the brown border. So this is, oh yeah, I forgot to say, this is my playlist spread, but I think you should be able to figure that out by the title, right? So I have 4 categories: songs, artists, albums, and track of the month. Track of the month is basically my favorite song of the month, and you'll see that I don't fill out any of these categories. And why I do that is because I want this playlist to kind of like signify the songs that I'm listening to throughout this month, and I don't really know what song I'll be listening to throughout the entire month. And so I will fill it in as the month goes along. And yes, the quality is back! Yay! Okay, I'm sorry if I screamed. But you get the point. So I hope you can see it clearly now. Yeah. And then my next page will just be my to-do list, which is my version of the weekly spread. I don't do weekly spreads simply because I don't fill them in that much. I find that I don't have that much info to like put it in the weekly spread, and so I decided to just do it into like one spread, and then if I need to, I'll just copy it over onto another page. So I'll have another page, and I'll just use as many pages as I need, and I'll just increase as I go along. Alright. So again, it's those flowers with some other flowers. I don't know. It's just flowers, I guess. And then leaves. Flowers and leaves. Flowers and leaves and wood. Yeah, you get the point. I think you get the gist of it by now. Okay, and off to the side, you're gonna see that sidebar thing that I'm highlighting right now. There's like, I wrote events in pencil, but then I kind of like was thinking that, you know, I'm not exactly sure what I would use a sidebar for. I could change my mind because, you know, events, I don't really have that many events going on, especially with this coronavirus outbreak thing. Don't know when we're gonna get back. And so yeah, I just did not highlight that. Okay, so at the bottom was reminders because in case I have any important thing that I need to do, anything I need to turn in, assignments, group work, projects, whatever, I will just put them down there. Okay. Alright, so this is the final flip through of this month's spreads. I hope you like it. It's really messy, it's all over the place, but I think that is the vibe that I'm going for, so who cares? It's art, okay? Freedom of expression, you guys. Okay.
Alright, so that's it for this week's video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, do give a like, subscribe to my channel for more videos I upload every week. And comment down below, tell me what do you think of this month's theme. It was slightly different from what I usually do. I don't usually draw so much, but tell me what you thought and tell me what other themes you'd like to see me do in the future. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it for this video. I'm gonna sign off right now and I'll see you guys in next week's video.